Hello Sagittarius, this is Victoria and I'm here with your April tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, your career and workspace, and we'll get you guidance on how to best navigate the energy of the months of April. And at the end, I will pull some messages from your person of interest to yourself. And we will begin with a quick oracle message. This month I'm using the Sacred Forest Oracle. So let's find out what is the theme, what is the trend for Sagittarius this month. Hope you guys are doing great. I had another insane week. I wanted to say an insane week, but it's like, yeah, there's been like 2 or 3 of those in a row. So I am tired, but happy. Very, very close to moving into my new space. And yeah, and finally have some time to continue and finish up actually with the April reads. I do want to post a twin flame reading this weekend as well. We'll see how that goes because I have some plans on Sunday, and Saturday is going to be finishing up with the horoscopes because I really want to finish up with them. These readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising in Sagittarius, by the way, for those who are new. So if you're watching this for a sun sign for your birthday, please check out videos for your other placements as well. And of course, if you're new, there's also more information about my content and services in the description box below. For all of you, I appreciate your likes and shares and comments. This helps me circulate this message with more people. All right, with all that said, you've got the Dragon card, Power. Haven't seen this one yet. This is number 11, a master number. I like this. This is like, to me, especially with the colors that they have here, it immediately alludes to like this treasure that's kept somewhere in a cave, you know, it's in secrecy. It's like this secret power that you're now discovering and unleashing into the reality, right? It's like you tap into this potential and you become unstoppable, right? It like transforms you into something new. And 11 is a lot about this inception, about getting the ideas, getting the thoughts from the subconscious, from the collective unconscious or collective consciousness, to your personal consciousness, right? So you can drill down into some specifics to like, what is the next move, or what do you want to achieve in this phase of your life, in this cycle, right? There's information coming up for you, and it's important to pay attention to the signs that you're seeing and to the clues that you're being given. In that analogy that I drew of a treasure, right, there's like a treasure map. And in order to unlock the potential, there's still a few steps I'm hearing that you need to take. So it's very important to pay attention, to be curious, or to ask questions, to be able to find those clues and take those steps that are standing between you and unleashing the treasure. I wanted to say between you and the treasure, but really it's that treasure is already with you. It's an internal potential, you know, that you're tapping into. So it's more like between you and unleashing it into the 3D space and being able to use it to realize your goals and dreams. Okay, with all that said, for your personal space and love life, you have King of Wands. You can be dealing with another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. You have 8 of Wands, and you have Ace of Wands. Wow, fire. You are on fire, Sagittarius. For your career space, you have 9 of Wands, and we continue. 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. And Page of Wands. I'm gonna use up the entire wand deck, part of the deck. 10 of Wands, look at that. This is the advice from the universe. King of Cups. Sorry, the Knight of Cups. And the 2 of Pentacles. Definitely some choices in front of you, Sagittarius. The Moon at the bottom of the deck. But it's like, it's very important to, this is also about tapping into your gifts and skills, into your hidden potential, right? But it can be tricky because it also involves facing some of your biggest fears and something that maybe was forgotten because your psyche suppressed it, because there was some kind of taboo on it. I'm hearing, some kind of block. Like maybe it's a story that your family, your parents, your ancestors didn't tell you because they were either trying to protect you, or they were scared for you, or something like that, right? And now you're finding it out, like what your family history is about, or where you come from, certain gifts that are being passed down from one generation to another, and now you're uncovering these truths by yourself. So it's not going to be easy when you also find out that, you could have had that awareness and reached mastery of those gifts by now, if people around you told you, but they didn't. And you know what? It's important to accept that this is, or somehow was, for the better, right? That try to trust the divine timing for when you're discovering this information. So anyways, for your personal space, you have the King of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. There's definitely some kind of inner fire that's coming out. And actually, interestingly enough, the dragon also is connected to fire, right? Because it's breathing fire, right? That treasure can also be identified as a fiery one. Like there's like a this ball of fire here that represents, well, actually there's a girl too, but to me I'm drawn to this ball of fire as the source of power, which this card is talking about. So there's definitely that awakening of the inner force and connection to the element that you have very deep connection with, right? And taming the fire is not easy, or learning to work with it. If you do light work, if you're into mindfulness and spirituality, I definitely suggest learning more about fire-related rituals, and being able to kind of like use it as a portal of communication with your guides and with your ancestors, for whatever that may be. Like this to me is like that portal of communication, and Eight of Wands is about communication, right? You may be tapping into some of your masculine energy ancestors, and they have a story to tell you. Or this could be about learning these, just generally the story of the masculine, right? Like that energy, the patterns. We all have generational patterns on one side and the other, right? So what are those on the masculine side of your family? And this is, by the way, relevant and beneficial regardless of whether you identify as a masculine or feminine, right? There is like something happened that is impacting your line, your lineage, and it's impacting you as well. So this knowledge actually lights up something powerful and beautiful within you that gives you inspiration and excitement to work through those blocks, or to heal that energy, to be able to turn it into something beautiful, a beautiful experience where you can live this area of your life differently, right? And set a different example and set a different precedent, let's call it that way, for generations to come, so that the vibration of this story of this area changes, it raises up, and there's active healing happening. For your career space, we have the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. So honestly, again, there's fire and freedom here. There's creativity, and it's like you can fly as high as you set your intentions to, right? But are you going to do that, or are you going to keep it safe and calculated, taking calculated risks and following the strategy that somebody wrote for you, whether it's, a boss or a consultant or even your team, right? And being like, okay, we better stay on the safe side. In this economy, we better play it safe, I'm hearing, right? Or you are stepping outside of your comfort zone and seeing how you can create real impact, even if it seems counterintuitive money-wise for the business in the first running, right, on the surface, right? But supporting, the community that you love, again, could be your family and friends, it could be like a local community in your town, for instance, it could be community at your workspace too, right? And making a difference for them, whether it's financial or otherwise, right? Pentacles are about any kind of resources, and will help you expand as a person and also expand your wellness, expand your abundance, right? But it's important not to take things too seriously, and not to hide from the possibilities, or not to find excuses of why you're not a good person for this project, or to volunteer here or to donate there, right? To somehow make a difference here and now. And then finally, the advice from the universe is 10 of Wands, Knight of Cups, and 2 of Pentacles. Very interesting energies. Definitely space and time for romance here, for being romantic, for responding to somebody else's romantic gestures. And it's important to recognize them and show gratitude, right? And honor that space that the two of you create, or that your person creates for you, right? Whatever applies here. We didn't see much of a romantic relationship in your personal space, but this is it, baby. You know, it's like whether you've been together for a week or 10 years, right? This ambience and this space that the two of you can create with the emotional intimacy, right? That feels at home, that feels safe, that feels peaceful. It's precious, and it needs to be recognized and treasured, you know, whether explicitly or implicitly for yourself. It's, you know, whatever you're called for. I'll leave it to you. This is a collective reading, so it's going to be a little different for everyone, but make sure that at least for yourself, within yourself, you know how wonderful and precious this is, and you cherish these experiences, right? It helps you naturally put down your burdens, put down the you know, the stuff that you're carrying around with you, that those old burdens of responsibility, some kind of suffering of not being enough. Or not feeling like you kind of make it in life, right? Something connected to that. Now you can lean more into this space that the two of you have together, and stop overthinking and stop having plan B, plan C, plan D, you know, all these contingency plans just in case, right? You can start offloading your energy field and your mind from this extra hustle and worry that something is going to go wrong, and you need to be ready. It's also the energy of the energy of like making some difficult choices, and I actually spoke about it already, you know, that tapping into that inner power and connecting to your gifts and to your potential and to your ancestor story is going to involve certain, it may feel like a certain sacrifice, right? Or it may be difficult because you'll need to face certain challenges emotionally and maybe even practically, right? So there will be a difficult choice of like, do I actually want to go there, even if it feels attractive, even if it seems like, you know, could be a great opportunity, or I should stay where I am and focus on what I already have been working on and, you know, kind of stay in my lane, right? So the spirit is saying you don't necessarily have to pick either or. And you don't have to figure it out from step 1 to step 100 in one night, right? Take it one day at a time, right? And more than anything, keep the internal balance. Keep yourself grounded. And that's going to help you approach either area or either, you know, tempo I'm hearing of your life as it becomes relevant, as it becomes in focus for you. Let's get the messages for Sagittarius from their person of interest. Last but not least, messages for Sagittarius. What do they need to know? What does their person want them to know? Okay, I got something. We got Page of Swords to King of Swords. So Your person definitely have been adulting in one way or another. And you know, they may be 50 years old, but there's always something where you can become wiser, more mature, maybe less dramatic and emotional, right? The swords are also about how we express what we're going through. Can we do it in a healthy way, or it becomes a source of drama, or it becomes draining for people around us, right? Do we just explode maybe all of a sudden? So yeah, your person is definitely seeing that they still have some room to grow and they're working on it, but they also get the inspiration for that from you and from your relationship. Because otherwise, so what I'm hearing from them is that would be just fine the way it is, so the way they've been, you know. It's like, yeah, I mean, this is good enough for me, you know, this has worked so far. But as soon as they see that somehow it's not working for you, for the two of you, it immediately, there's like a light that goes on off, and they're like, okay, I need to attend to this. I need to figure it out and to do things differently, right? And it's not only for your benefit, it's about the way they feel too. So I don't think like, oh my god, like I'm the one to blame here. It's like, no, it's they're facing themselves in this, and they're seeing the reflection of what they're going through, right? Of how uncomfortable it makes them. There's certain guilt and shame connected to it, to the way they communicate, some kind of patterns. And again, this is a collective read, so however it resonates to you. But please know that even if you feel like they haven't been successful in this mastery or in improving with their communication approach, tone, the way they deliver the message, at least they've looked at it from different sides and they want to change it, right? And they're making progress as far as they're concerned, but they know that this is not the time to just leave it and, you know, relax into it and be happy with what they have, where they've gotten to with their progress. They understand that more work needs to be done, and they will continue moving in that direction because this relationship encourages them to do better and be better with that respect. Okay, I hope this was good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time.